What's up, YouTubers? How are you? Welcome back with one more video this week on DigiBytes. And this week, I have an awesome person. Uh, Her name is Vrinda Jain. I've been in contact with her for over a couple of weeks, and I can tell you with this last couple of weeks, I've learned so much about her already. And I'm sure you'll learn about her more too. Um, Rather than me introducing about Vrinda, let me have Vrinda introducing herself to you. Hi, Vrinda, how are you?
Hey, Raghav, thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Thanks a lot, Vrinda. And why don't you introduce yourself and to our
Sure.
digital community?
Sure. Hey, everyone. I'm glad you're a part of this community, and I'm so happy to be a part of this family now. I am Vrinda. I live in India, New Delhi, and I'm a graduate in electrical engineering. But through my major, I realized that that's not my cup of tea. It's super difficult for me, at least. And I realized I like IT more. I like to develop softwares and I like coding and stuff. So I got into that in my second year. And slowly and gradually, my path paved into an IT company. I work with Siemens Energy right now as a robotic process automation developer. And I take care of development, code reviews, and all sorts of things. And that's what we're going to talk about today, robotic process automation.
Awesome introduction, Vrinda. I mean, robotic process automation looks so scary to me, to be very honest. But let's see how this goes. I mean, I come from an angle where I know, but I don't know about that. But however it is, I think, Vrinda, it's so good to be here. I mean, talking to you on a Saturday evening for you and a Saturday morning for me. And why don't we jump in? What is really robotic process automation?
So it's super simple. And I think every one of us has done this. So we all have done small macros in Excel. And that is exactly the smallest component of robotic process automation. And we all know it. We all have used it in some way or the other, trying to get things done here and there. And now RPA, or robotic process automation, is just like a step up. So you can automate any software. You can integrate it with anything that you're using, SAP, Tableau, Wortrix, everything, Power BI. I don't know what all tools you have. You just have to integrate it with this, and you can try and automate. You can make the whole process done by the robot, or you can have it run small scripts and get things done. So that's what it is. People kind of tend to confuse it with AI, and I think that's where the gap is. This is just trying to do the task over and over like a loop,
Okay.
but
I think it makes sense. Yeah. So
you
it's
cannot
a very
increase.
good point what you asked. So you're saying it's not AI, it's just automation.
Correct. It is just automation. You can add AI to it. That's,
Yeah.
another way of doing it.
I mean, then what are the very good point, because before I coming to this meeting, we were having some discussions with some students. I was trying to get some feedback on the ground, like what's going on. How do you think? Most of the people were really talking about AI when I was talking about RPA. So
Yes.
that's a real good point, what you said. So it's basically, if there are some standard tasks which are going on, try to automate them.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, like, your boss needs you to send out a message every morning, like,
Yeah.
good morning, just so you know you're there, just so you
Yeah.
know you're there. So
Yeah.
that can be automated and you don't have to do it, and you can just wake up like 5 minutes later.
Yeah, something
So
like I have, yeah. So if I have to send a text message every 30 minutes to my wife that I'm coming home, so I can
yeah,
automate that.
of course.
All right. So the next one, what I'm thinking, or what our community was asking, as I told you, we have a community and a standard framework of
Yeah.
questions. We were thinking, like, what are the real main components of RPA, right? Is there a structure how RPA is built? You told something about scripts, something.
Mhm.
So are these the components how it's built, or how it is going on? How you want?
Sure. So what RPA people also tend to confuse with is, because it's pretty new, so people don't know so much about it. They tend to confuse the tools that are available to implement it as RPA. The idea is that it is basically like a technology as its own. You can do it via Python by running a script. You can call that RPA. That is RPA. It's just a way of doing it, right? I personally have been using UiPath as a tool. So it has its own ways of doing it. There are tons of other tools available. But what you need to understand is that RPA essentially is just a technology. And what we mean by that is it could be a script, it could be a tool, it could be literally you doing it 10 times a day, but it's just automating something so that it's happening over and over. If you include some intelligence, it's called RPA plus. These days, that's what's coming up new.
Okay. Okay.
So that's what RP essentially is. It's not a tool, it's not a specific technology, it's just an entire new technology. Now there are ways of doing it. It could
So,
be scripts, it could be tools, it could be whatever.
so you're saying it's something like cooking. You cook it in a pot, you
Yeah,
cook it in a pan,
yeah,
you cook it in a pressure cooker, you do whatever you want. It's basically cook the proper food. So you
correct.
automate the proper process, something like that, probably, right?
Awesome.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, well, it makes sense. I mean, so the components can be any technology,
yes.
any programming language within your organization, and
Mhm.
being smart and how to automate is RPA. That's it. So there's no specific component set as tool set. But I think
Correct.
UiPath is one tool set what you're suggesting that you've been using.
Yes,
How is
yes.
UiPath really? Is it easy to use or?
So I am a fan of UiPath. Of course, I've been doing that all my life. But UiPath, why I love it is because it prides itself in being available for citizens to use. So it's not something that only IT guys have can work on. The whole idea of UiPath as a tool, it's a low code, low platform drag and drop tool. So you can literally the guys at business, they can automate their own processes. All they need us is to clean it up, make it more scalable and those things, right? Or maybe help them with the complex ones. But UiPath as such is like super simple. If you look at it, it'll take you 10 minutes to literally make your first robot.
So making the first robot in 10 minutes, guys, I think, do you think you can make your first robot in 10 minutes? Comment down and I'll be able to answer how it goes. I mean, let's see if you can make your, I mean, is UiPath, does it have a community version?
Yes, that's the best part of it. It has a huge community. You go ask questions, there's like enormous amount of answers you'll receive. People will help you out, and it
Is there
has
a
a
trial version?
lifetime free community version.
Very good.
So
And
all of you can just
is there a trial version where people can try?
it's free for lifetime. There's no trial
Oh,
version. It's free for lifetime.
good.
And
So,
so
so,
yeah.
so guys, if you wanna, guys and girls, everybody, right? To be, if you wanna try making your first robot in less than 10 minutes, try it out and comment below. And
Of
me or
course.
Vinda will help you how to get your first robot out.
I'm more than happy to.
Right. So let me. I got RPA, robotic process automation, Python scripts, different components. But one
Yeah.
of the DigiBytes, the main agenda or the fundamental phenomena of this community is data,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the questions around is like, does RPA process these UI kind of tools? Does it matter? I mean, have you seen situations handling big data and big petabyte scale of data, or it's again, how have you seen any RPA scenarios where handling big data? How is it going on there?
Of course, you can like I said, you can integrate it with any kind of thing. All you're doing is you're trying to do the task that you were doing as a human
Yes.
by a machine now. So it could be coming from SQL, it could be 2000 records, it could be 10 records, and it could be millions of data. So I had this process, it's my own example. I was working on a process just a while back where I let my laptop work all night. That was like my testing time, and it ran over, I think, some 20, 50,000 rows of Excel and gave me all the outputs I needed in the morning. And I just have to wake up and look at the analytics and, live my gala life. So yeah,
So
the
that's good.
amount of data doesn't matter. It's
The
the
amount of
process.
data. Yeah.
Mhm.
Then that if amount of data doesn't matter, and if this all this automation has is possible, right?
Mhm.
um, People really tend not to understand that why is this even important, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is, I know one of the best features is if there is some standard tasks automated, right? But
Correct.
unless and until you are seeing that, uh, you know, how do I put it? You are seeing that you're experiencing the benefits of
Yes.
having RPA in the company where you're working. So what are those benefits as a company, as the company where you are working is experienced, or in general how companies are experiencing?
Sure. So, since I come from the IT background, it's my nature, whenever there is a problem, anything, even if it's not an RPA job, when we're working, we have 10 different other things to take care of. My first thought is, can I just automate and like get my life easy? So, the, and I'm not kidding. So the smallest benefit. So there's this little health thing that we have to fill in our organization every day just to take care of all our employees. We have to fill in like a data health status every morning, and I'm so tired to do it. I have a robot to do it. I hope my boss is not watching this, but yes, I have like a robot to do it so that it just is not my task anymore, right? So the benefit when I talk to people is that, especially when I'm using UiPath as a tool, you can literally automate everything in your mornings. So I have a robot that kind of goes over my emails right in the morning. That's what I do. I run it. It goes over all my emails and it gives me like a summary that I have 5 emails from my boss, so they're like high priority. I have 2 sick leave emails, so I don't really need to care about them. Okay, just people are on sick leave, and then it just categorizes everything, and then I just need to know which emails I need to look at first, because especially Monday mornings are like really difficult to clean up email boxes. So it just helps me out so much, and that's like the benefit at the lowest level, and then you could take it to as much as you want, and it's not difficult, trust me, it's super easy.
No, one of the standard problems where I was working with one of the companies, I think I can relate you so well. So we were pitching this client, and
Mhm.
the problem with the client was they get about 1,000 contracts a day. Okay, so in this big oil companies, what happens is if I have to go buy a oil refinery or something else, so the contracting team has to go through all the 1,000 pages, and there's a lot
Yeah.
of communication going on. I see, and the biggest pain point they had is highlighting those important words or something in that uh, emails and document chains. And if UiPath was there, probably the entire project would have been so easy,
Of
right?
course, of course.
Yeah, so it's such an awesome, I mean, you are right. A simple email task can be scalable to such a big factor. You just, it's
Mhm.
your thought and your imagination is your power, I guess. People like me now, right? And
Mhm.
people who don't know about this, if they want to learn this, where do they go? How do they start?
Sure. So, like I said, there is like a ton of ways you can actually do RPA. So I can't say there's just one stop solution where you can learn it. But again, I would again very, very specifically talk about UiPath because that has been the best option. It's not like I've not used other platforms. I have taken my, hands here and there, but this one feels the most comfortable, especially for people who don't know about IT so much, right? People who are coming from finance, from marketing, they have so many practical use cases, but they don't have the time to learn Python and make their scripts, right? So for them, I would personally suggest go down to academy.uipath.com, and that's like your Bible. Just start studying. There are courses built according to requirements. There are small structures, just like 5-6 hour modules to help you understand one simple aspect of it, and you're ready to automate. And then once you get in the hang of it, it's pretty easy, trust me. And I'm not saying it because I like UiPath or because I'm from IT. It's just they pride themselves, and they've been proven by a lot of different reports that they're most user friendly in terms of they have the lifetime community versions. You can literally make your own and every day run it. They have drag and drop features, so everything is just available as a part of a list. All you have to do is drag it into a column and you're done. So it makes it easy. Just head over to academy.uipath.com.
Thanks a lot. I mean, I'm going to put that in the description below,
Sure.
everybody, because academy.uipath.com. I'm going to read it. I'm gonna probably sign up for it, and I'm gonna do. I've already have three things going on in what I can automate.
I know, I know,
Right.
I know.
So
I
I
can see
probably I
it.
can automate those three things quickly, and that can improve
Mhm.
my work style, and that can improve my personal lifestyle, and I can give my more time to my family and work. Specifically categorize it. Why not? Is a um, language agnostic or
No, no, I would I would call it a low code tool. I wouldn't call it a language because that kind of scares people away. I
right?
would call it a tool as such. It's open, like there are different blah 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 blocks, and you just have to pick one block, put it in the other one, and run it. That's it.
Okay.
That's what you have to do. And it's so just to give a little more perspective, if you have to read an Excel file, there's a block called read Excel file. Just pick it, put it there, and give the Excel file name. That's it. That's all you have to do to read the Excel file. It's that simple.
All right. So once I learn, and I'll reach out to you with some questions.
More than
Let's see
happy
how this
to.
goes. And uh, it's a great discussion till now. I mean, I'm trying to see what else we have in my mind, and any specific questions for community. But I think this is what it was. How what is RPA? What were the components? And primarily. How we can use it, and it's such an
Sure.
awesome way you put it right now. It's a simple automation tool. I mean, it's an automation technology. uh,
Correct.
it's an automation technology or a process. UiPath
Yes.
is a lifetime community version where you can go and try it, and
But
let's
there are many more available. There are many more available. I just sound like a brand ambassador, but yeah, I am. But but there are many more available. I just feel personally that for somebody new, it's easy to use. And then once you get a hang of it, you can go ahead and try more. Maybe for your particular use case, something else fits better.
yes. And Rinda, the point is, like, we have definitely the work for the community whom we serve here are definitely
Mhm.
in two different sections. One is the employee section, or the
Yes.
people are already working, and the student section, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and we are going into the digital revolution or the industrial revolution right now, right? So this UiPath as a tool, if it's easy to use, right, and the students getting them integrated into the workforce, somehow they might be understanding it very well. That's how it
Yes.
sounds. let's
Yes.
let's see how it goes, but I'll let them learn and comment, and I'll sorry, I'll keep you posted how it goes. But saying all that, let's forget everything for a second. So what are your hobbies in general?
I love to cook. I love your analogy, that's why, because it just brought me to my hobby. I love to cook every single thing, and I love to dance. I have made almost every sweet possible in India at home during lockdown because I went crazy and I was like, oh my God, I want them.
Wow.
So I love to dance. I know about 10 different dance forms, and
Wow.
yeah, so that's about it.
So 10
And I
different
like to
dance
help
forms. What
people.
what are any two like Bharatnatyam, Kathak, like that, or
No,
how's
no, no, no,
oh,
no, no. I've been more of a continental sort of person. So
yeah.
I know
That's okay.
jazz and I know salsa and those things.
Wow. I mean,
And
and you practice every day, or how did you improve the skill?
well, I learned as a kid. I did learn a lot as a kid, but now it's just more like dancing here and there. That's it.
I know. Then let me ask you this question. Let me just head this guy off. So, what's your learning goals now? What's your next?
So for me, yes, for me, I have developed enough robots to understand what they have been like, and now I want to understand the strategy perspective of how things are done, how a project becomes a project rather than just a discussion, and understanding what are the problems that come not just with my technology but any technology in general. So I want to understand the strategy perspective behind projects before they come to me as a developer. So that's what my learning curve is like for now.
I wish you all the best. You deliver excellence every day. I see
Thank
the
you.
way you talk and the way you represented yourself. I'm pretty sure strategy is built in you.
Thank
is
you
it's
so
it's
much.
it's just that it's coming. It's on its way. It's on its
Yes,
way.
I
And
need to give it time.
Yes, and wherever DigiBytes community can help you, please let us know. We'll be happy to help you.
For sure. And I would like to extend the same help. If anyone here looking at this video is inspired and I can help you out in any way, I would be more than happy to. I also will take just 1 minute because there are a lot of students looking at this. So I'm also a mentor where we help students, you know, work on their resume, interview skills, and LinkedIn as a job platform to get them jobs and internships. So if you think I can be helped there, just feel free to connect with me. Maybe Raghav, you can put in my credentials in the comment section and people can reach out to me. LinkedIn is my preferred mode of communication, but I'm happy to connect with everyone and help out if I can. RPA guidance, I don't know if I can, but yes, sure.
Absolutely. So our channel is coming up, but what we do is this video actually blasts out to many students.
Sure.
And that is where what I'll do is even in the email description, what we are sending out, we'll put put your
Sure.
the description link what you gave me, and also I'll put it in the YouTube discussion link. And thank you for doing this. I mean, students, to be very honest, Vrinda is here. Take this opportunity. We've been communicating a lot, but she can help you build up your resume, build up a career, not only in RPA. She's a mentor. If a mentor can help you in multiple different ways, she can analyze your
Thank
strength, weaknesses, tell you where you need to improve. And that's what we are here. And that's what DigiBytes is doing. And that is what Vrinda is doing. So take her
you.
help, and we'll if you need anything, we'll make sure we connect you to her through the LinkedIn description what I put in the community community page, as well as the email blast what I'm sending out. But otherwise, let's keep in touch. But thanks a lot,
For
Rinda,
sure.
for this great discussion,
I'm
and
happy to be
see
here.
you next time. I mean, it was
For
such a lovely
sure.
discussion with you, to be very honest, right? So
Thank
see you next
you.
time with something else.
Of course, strategy soon.
Strategy. Take care. Good night. Bye bye.
Good night. Bye bye.